Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make the YouTube intro I posted on TikTok. So since y'all done seen the intro like twice now, I guess I should show y'all how to make it. So basically, I'm looking for the intro template in my recents, but it's not there. So I'm just going to type in YouTube intro. Now I do want to do a little disclaimer. I have Canva Pro, but I kind of used as many non-pro items as I could because some of my stuff in my intro had pro things, so I kind of swapped it out. But we're just going to start with the background color, and you can kind of make it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be anything, but I just chose mine to be white. So pretty much now I'm going in with the channel name. I just put literally channel name so that y'all know that this is where your channel name is supposed to go. If you only have one channel name, I mean, you can just kind of do it as one thing if you really want to. You just got to be kind of creative with it. But since my channel name has two different names to it, I kind of broke it up like so. Okay, so going into default text styles, I'm going to use a subheading default, and I'm just going to put welcome to another video. You can kind of put whatever you want there. You can say welcome back or welcome to another video. It doesn't really matter. You can kind of really get, creative here. And then using a little bit of body text, default text, I'm going to put channel niche here, as you can see, but there you can put like lifestyle and whatever, content that you do. You can kind of put it in this little field right here. And we're just going to put that right under the welcome to another video text that I put. Okay, so now that we basically got the base for our intro, now I'm just going into my elements tab, and it's already here for me now as like a recently used, but basically you're just going to go into the elements tab, and then you're going to go into the search bar and type in star or stars. So now I'm just lining the star up in the middle. It took me a little bit of time to do this. Like, I don't have my Apple Pencil on me, so I didn't really use my Apple Pencil. I used my finger for most of this, so that's why it took me a long time to line it up. But I'm just kind of putting it in the middle right now. Okay, so basically now in this little section space here that we have, we're going to put the quote box. I had this in my recently used, but what you do is go to elements and then scroll down to shapes, and then you should be able to find it. It's the second one from the left, and we're just going to size it down to be able to fit in that area. And then you're going to round the corners, so you're going to pull it down more so that it's kind of, it looks better and not too rounded. You can kind of make it whatever color you want, whatever the theme of your channel is, you can customize it to that. But basically, we're going to go back to default text styles, and you're going to grab just a regular subheading, and you're going to type quote. So now we're about to work on the barcode on the torn paper on the bottom right-hand corner of the intro. So you just type in torn paper in the elements tab. You can pick really any one of those. I just went back into my recents and grabbed the one that I used already. And then for the barcode, you just go into elements again and type in barcode, and then you can just really choose any barcode from there. There should be one available for the free version of Canva. But you're just going to place that over top of the piece of torn paper. So now we're going to work on the task center that's at the top right-hand corner of the intro. So basically, I'm going to grab that same square that we grabbed from beforehand and make it into this marshmallow shape. That's the best way I can describe it. And then I'm going to take another one of those squares, and I'm going to keep it black, but I'm going to take down the roundness of the corners so it's more, rounded. It looks a little bit more rounded here now. And I'm just going to kind of put it up top, and then I'm going to duplicate that. And now I'm going to line it up to where it looks like it's a black border around the white one that we duplicated. You might have to play with the corner rounding to make sure it kind of like lines up and looks neat, but yeah, you just gotta kind of like eyeball it. But I'm gonna drag it back more so that we can fit words and stuff on the little quote unquote tab that's going to be highlighted. and you're just gonna go into elements and just type in bell ringer, and you should be able to find something. I used one that's free, so you just have to scroll and look for it. So now I'm just going to place that bell right in the beginning part of that box, and then I'm going to go to default text styles and use a little bit of body of text and put new post in that little box. And then below that, I'm going to copy and paste like 3 times, but I'm going to put music, home, and new story. You can put different words there or different categories. It doesn't have to be the same ones. You can, do something different. It doesn't really matter. You can copy it. You can do something, whatever you want to do. It really doesn't matter. So as I'm finishing up, making sure everything looks straight and everything, now we're about to work on the little weather quote unquote widget. I just went into elements and typed in cloud. You could pick any cloud from here. I just chose this free one. And then I'm also going to type in moon in elements as well. You can do sun, whatever, just a sun, just the clouds, just the moon. It doesn't really matter. I just chose this because it's just my preference. You could just do whatever, be creative. And then under that, I'm going to grab a subheading and type any number. You can do any degrees you really wanted it to be. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of body text, and then I just put 1 out of 30. You could really, as I said, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to specifically be that, but you can kind of do whatever. And if you want a degree symbol, you can go on Google and type degrees, copy and paste, and then you could put it behind the numbers and do it that way. So now we're going to work on the taskbar that's at the top of the intro. I don't know what you want to call it, but I call it a taskbar. Basically, I'm just going to grab the same square that we were using in the beginning, and I'm just going to slim it down to make it look like a pill shape in a sense, but it's like an elongated pill. I'm just going to size that to how I feel it might fit. And then I'm going to go into text, and I'm going to get a little bit of body text. And then I'm going to put dashboard for right now, but this is just to make sure the words are even between each other and the same size, and it just makes it easier this way. But I'm just going to change the font or the words to white, and then I'm just going to line it up and press duplicate, and then it kind of evens it out for me. And basically I'm just going to go in and write whatever I feel like each one should. For the profile, all I did was bold it and underline it, and the rest I kept the same. Okay, so here I'm basically showing you the fact that you can animate it to kind of like whatever you want to animate it to. It doesn't have to necessarily be how I had it. I think at the end of the video, I do show y'all how I animated mine, but you could pretty much add any animations to each individual element that you want. I sized my clip down to 3.9 seconds because I'm going to end up duplicating this. So after you duplicate it, now we're going to start working on the message that pops down, but you want to make sure you're on the second clip. So we're going to grab that same square from the beginning, and we're going to turn the transparency down a little bit. Nothing too low. Don't go past anything. Stay in the 80s. Just stay in the 80s. I made mine's gray. You can make yours whatever color you want. Then I went into elements again, and then I went into the frames and grabbed this circle and kind of put it up there at the top to kind of resemble the profile photo that usually is on the contacts. And then I just went into my photos and grabbed a random picture, and then here I used a subheading and I changed the text white. And here I said YouTube channel name, so that's where you put your YouTube channel name. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of body text, change the text to white, and then you can put whatever text you want it to say, as it clearly says there, and kind of make it your own. Whatever you want it to make it say, you can make it say. I promise. So now I'm about to animate the message to be able to pop down. I have Canva Pro, so I used baseline and I was able to customize it to how I want. But y'all can kind of do it whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to come down from the top. You can use like whatever's free there for you and go about that way. But I just selected all of them, and how you do that is you just press one of those elements and you press the three dots, and then you press select multiple, and you're going to press all of them, essentially anything that's within that little quote unquote message, and you can just pick the animation to work for all of those. And you want to make sure it says both when you do it, so that if whoever's watching and has Canva Pro, you can press the button that says reverse animation, so whichever way it came, it's going to go back up. So as you can see, I totally forgot to do the reverse exit animation, so that's what I'm going in and doing now so that it can go back the way it came. And then pretty much that's all you do for the message. And now we're going to press the plus button so we get a blank canvas. Oh, I was just sizing it down to 2.3 seconds. You don't have to do that, but you can do that if you want to. So now you're going to press the plus button to get a blank canvas again. And you're going to go to elements, and you're going to go down to frames, and then you're going to press devices, and you can pick out whatever device you want. I chose an iPhone. This isn't the specific iPhone I have in my initial intro. I just used one of the free ones so that y'all can kind of see how to use it with the free one, but I used the mock-up from the pro version because in my opinion it looked better, at least for me personally. It still looks cute with the original one that I had originally made it with, but I like the mock-up version just a tad bit better. So now here, basically how it works with the phone is it's a photo frame. So basically you're going to have to make your own iMessage chat, essentially. You can do it like I did the hard way and like make your own. It took me a while to make this, so if y'all want to see how I made this, I can give y'all another video on that. But you're basically going to either A, make one, or you can find one on Google and just do it that way. It's probably way easier. So now this next step is kind of tricky. We're going to start working on the messages portion of the phone. So you're going to go into elements and scroll all the way down to shapes. And then there's two options of message bubbles that you can choose from. I chose the more rounded one, but you could choose whatever. And then you're going to change the color of the message bubble to gray or whatever color you would want. I did gray, like a dark gray. And then I'm going to size it to the phone. And that's depending on how big, the phone is or how small the phone is. And I made it longer so that I can fit text, or wider so that I can fit text. And in this example, I just put whatever text you want, but you just kind of want to size it to the text that you have. And then this is where it starts to get a little complicated, but you're going to select the text bubble behind the text, not the actual text. You're going to select the text bubble behind it, and then you're going to duplicate that and put it under and line it up with the top bubble. And then you're going to select all three of those, and then you're going to move it up so it helps with placement. Then you're going to shorten this one so it looks like with the dots, so it looks shorter because it is shorter. And you're just going to put 3 dots, and you're going to take down the transparency a little bit. You're going to, size it into that little bubble there. And then you're going to go into animations, and I did bounce, and make sure it says on enter and not both. Make sure it says on enter. And then you also want to scroll down to flicker and put that one as well so that it has this cute little animation so it looks like someone's actually typing. So basically you're going to duplicate the last page, and then you're going to select all the text bubbles and text that's in it, and you're going to slide it up, and then you're just going to make the second bubble vertically longer so that you can fit your thumbnail photo in there. And basically the way I did it for this example was I took a green square and kind of put it in there as like where I would put my thumbnail photo at, and just do like the green screen kind of way. But I figured that was harder. So basically what you can do is you can go into elements and then go down to the frames, and then you can kind of do it the same way I'm doing it here with the green square, but just with the frame, and it's just way easier to do that way, so it's less steps. Just make sure you just round out the corners for the frame as well. And then now I'm taking a little bit of body text and I'm just saying I posted a new video as the text message. You can put whatever you want for that. I just put posted a new video. Just keep it simple. Keep it cute. Now I'm showing you that you could go type in play button, and there's a few play buttons in there for the free version. But if you don't even want to go through the hassle of trying to look for one, I just made my own for this example. I just grabbed a circle and made it gray and lowered the transparency, and then I took a triangle, made it black, and then just sized it down to be able to fit into that circle. And then that's the play button, essentially. Something simple. You don't have to do it like that. As I said, you can just go into elements and then just select one, but that's how I did it. So that's pretty much how you do that. So now I'm just going in and adding transitions into between my slides or pages. Between the first initial part of the intro and the phone, I put a slide as a transition, and I just had it going up so it looks like it's unlocking the phone. Then from here you can just resize the clips and do what you do. But now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I'm pretty sure I did show y'all how to edit and animate the words in the beginning of the intro. So now I'm just going in with the taskbar and everything in the taskbar, and as well as the weather widget. And I'm going to make the animation for that one all the same, which is going to be baseline, which for that specific animation, you need Canva Pro to change direction. So the initial one is up, but I ended up in my actual intro making it go right. And then I'm going to select the star. And for this one, I did Succession as the first one. And then I also put the shimmy or whatever, wobble, whatever it is, the wiggle. I put the wiggle for that. And for the channel name, I just pressed the scrapbook animation and as well as the wiggle animation. And if you have Canva Pro, you can change the intensity of it, but I just went ahead and changed my intensity. So now I'm going to work on the quote box. I'm going to select that and then any words that is inside the quote box, and I put wipe. You can't really change the direction, but the automatic direction that it comes on is going right. And again, reminder, make sure it says on enter so that you don't mess up the seamless or the transition in between this page and the duplicate page of this page. I put wipe for the quote though. So now for the welcome to another video, I put that one as bounce. I put the animation as bounce. And then for the channel niche section, I think I did shift. I might have changed the direction of it. I'm not sure, but the initial direction that it comes in is perfectly fine. I think I pretty much kept it that way. So now going into the barcode, I just selected the barcode and the piece of paper behind it, and I put scrapbook and wiggle for that one too, and I just changed the intensity for it. So for this little control center thing at the top right corner of the intro, I just selected the background, the black part, and I put Succession as that animation. And then for the new post, I also did the same thing as well. With the bell, I put Succession. And then for the music, home, and new story, I put the pop animation for those ones. So be careful not to make the same mistake I did. You want to put the flicker animation for the bell on the duplicate page, not the initial first page for the bell, because you want it to start flickering when the notification from you pops down. Now at this point, I'm just making sure the things that have the same animation are doing the same thing at the same time. And I'm just going through all of them to make sure that, the whole entire page is pretty much animated. So just a little disclaimer here, if you got to this part of the video, thank you for staying this long. I will say that the phone animation pages are technically not how I had them in my initial intro. Since this is my first time making my intro since the first time I made it, I totally forgot. But when you have the screen swipe up to the phone, it's not supposed to already be putting the bubbles there. It's supposed to be the text that you had when the notification popped down. So I'm kind of going to explain that now on how to fix it. So if you want to change your iPhone pages to the ones that I had initially for my original intro, basically what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate the first page for the phone, and then you're going to delete the second set of bubbles. So you're going to delete the one that looks like someone's texting, and then you're going to drag the one with the text already in it down. So that's the first text that's sent, and then the second page should have the bubbles on it. So as you can see here, it goes from one text to then the bubbles. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to just be straight bubbles off rip. So I don't know if that makes sense. It's pretty like easy. You're just duplicating the page, and then on the first page you're deleting the bubbles, and then on the second page the bubbles are still going to be there. So you're not doing too much. So it should be pretty easy. So pretty much here I'm not doing anything really too important. I'm just being a little perfectionist and trying to make sure it's lined up properly. This is pretty much the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. As you can see, there are more parts to my intro, but I only posted a snippet of it on TikTok, so I didn't know if y'all wanted the whole intro or not. So comment down below for part 2 if that's what you guys would like to see. But if the video helped you, make sure you give it a like, and make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for more videos. But at the end, I do show you a clip of what your video should look like now that it's done. But here comes that intro, so I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.